It's no secret that rappers typically have very brief careers. The typical rapper's career lasts between 3 and 4 years. Out of every 100,000 rappers in the US, only 5 ever actually continue past the 5-year mark and go on to have a long, successful career. Simply put, it's difficult to hold an audience's interest month after month, let alone year after year. You constantly know in the back of your mind that there will be younger, more physically fit guys coming in, or that you will probably outlive your prime, which is almost like playing in the NFL, or that they will remain in the exclusive world of their cult fan base. Because you can maintain a career where you can pay the bills without necessarily being the most commercially successful person. All you need to do is nurture your fan base, be astute, and avoid signing foolish deals. Unfortunately, for many of these kinds of rappers, it isn't the case, and for a few of them, they go on to become what's known as a one-hit wonder. Consider men such as GoldLink, Silento, and I Love Makonnen, to name just a few. Many rappers spend their entire career seeking that one hit, even though some may receive their 15 minutes in the sun. Dude, you're basically just an ordinary person with face tattoos at this point. You spend every day going into the studio and trying to recreate that lightning in a bottle effect, but it just doesn't work. With his smash hit song Panda back in 2016, rapper Designer became one of the biggest one-hit wonders of the modern era. You would have seen how enthralled people were with this awful Kanye West song if you had been outside at that time. And while some critics, like Kanye West, who was undoubtedly putting out some of his best work at the time, were already discounting him as nothing more than a future clone, others recognized great potential in his music. This coincided with the time he was filming The Life of Pablo, and he would later incorporate the chorus from Panda into Father Stretch My Hands Part 2, further cementing the iconic status of the Designer song. Designer, who was only about 18 at the time, was ecstatic that the popularity of Panda would effectively spark a bidding war between all these different record labels. He had to suddenly become a major player in the field. And as I mentioned earlier, Kanye was one of these individuals who would pay attention. He would fly him to Los Angeles and offer him the chance to sign with his record company, Good Music, which had a respectable track record with musicians like Big Sean and Kid Cudi. Designer was eager to join the Good Music family and expressly picked them over some other more well-known companies to sign with because he expected to collaborate closely with Kanye West, whom he viewed as a mentor. Hip-hop seems to share this mindset, as evidenced by Chance's famous statement, "I met Kanye West, I'm never going to fail," followed by some Designer hot-ass crap. And signing with the Good Music record company and working directly with Kanye seems like another one of those things that would seem to be the pinnacle of his life and career. In actuality, though, he could as well have signed his career's death warrant. Designer secured a spot on the 2016 XXL freshman class during the time when it held some significance, just a few months after releasing Panda.
If it wasn't this, it wasn't nothing else. I was gonna be outside still doing music, you feel me? So it was just like, this was my only way and my only way out.
Oh, this is a notch on the belt. This is history, you know? This is dope.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love this shit. My bad for cutting you off, but I love this shit, you feel what I'm saying? Like, this is everything, you feel me? Like, waking up in the morning knowing you got something else to do or something else to lay down, you feel me? Another melody in your head is great, you feel me? Like, I love it.
For XXL, this was actually a pretty good year. He would then unleash the renowned freestyle Timmy Turner there. Although many at the time were making fun of him for it, when he finally released it formally on his debut album New English, it turned out to be the second biggest single of his career. After the remix of Timmy Turner ended, Kanye would even join in and contribute a verse. Designer had placed a wager on himself at this moment, and he had prevailed. Panda was still a reasonably popular song at this point, and some of his other tracks from his debut album were starting to catch on. But this was also the beginning of the serious issues with Good Music. Not only did Designer start doing this, but other musicians on the label also started to voice their displeasure with the way their careers were being managed.
Now, what do you think about Kanye with everything that's going on with him and wearing the Make America Great Again hat and loving Donald Trump?
Seeing Charlemagne and everything. I just pray for his best, you know, him to pick the best choices.
Like, as a fan, you know, I was trying to figure out, like, yo, damn, why Designer in certain conversations or in certain places? And I used to say, man, good music probably not allowing him to move how he want to move, and not allowing him to drop music how he want to drop music.
Yeah, it was
Were
weird,
those
bro.
were those things that are different from now, where now you feel a little bit more free, or like just tell me what's changed that as a fan I could be like, okay, shit about to be different.
For sure, I feel good to be free, man.
In other words, rather than feeling empowered by good music, they all felt essentially handicapped. Additionally, it seemed as though they were not getting the attention they had been promised upon signing. Furthermore, Kanye was constantly devolving into his BS. In addition to feeling misinformed, Designer began experiencing family issues of his own. Specifically, his father's declining health looked to have psychologically wrecked him. From this point on, he would put out fewer and fewer songs and quickly start to become less relevant. The craze surrounding Panda and Timmy Turner had long since subsided, and to make matters worse, he would tragically lose both his father and grandfather in the same year, further impairing his mental state. He would put out an EP in 2018 titled El Lod, which stands for Life of Designer, but it wouldn't get nearly as much notice as his last album.
Now, have you felt pressure? Because, Panda was a #1 record. It was a big record. And then it was hard to catch another one. Do you feel like you kind of had to go backwards? Because you come out, you put a record out, it blows up. So it's like you get a lot of perks that a lot of new artists don't get. But then when the next records come out and they don't pop as big, then you got to really go on the grind kind of.
Nah, it's not really going.
Are you still with good music?
Heck yeah, of course, man. All day, man. Definitely. I just was talking to Push about getting a puppy, you know what I'm saying?
However, it appeared as though Designer was constantly putting on a happy face for the camera. Let me be clear, he had already made his money. Nevertheless, no matter how hard you try, it still stings to not get that next hit. And realize that every single day you're just sliding into irrelevance like a car going backwards on a hill. For the following few years, Designer would largely remain silent, leaving admirers to worry what had become of him. The fall was getting out of good music. He became really calm. He would then independently release singles under his new label, LOD, from this point on. And this coincided with the COVID-19 pandemic, which caused the globe to practically stop. Like many other artists, he was further rendered irrelevant by the fact that, at this period, most individuals experienced a severe lack of creative inspiration due to their constant indoor confinement. He wouldn't make headlines again until 2022, following the passing of his friend and fellow rapper PNB Rock in September of the previous year. Then, not even a month later, tragedy struck again with the passing of Takeoff, a close friend and member of the Migos group. Designer would declare he was done rapping after what seemed to be a mental breakdown over this news.
Why? Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Why do we fucking do it? I swear, this shit ain't nothing. I swear to God, this shit ain't nothing. I'm done rap. Me, it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. I took Takeoff, bro. It's done. Y'all wanted it, it's over. Y'all wanted it, it's over.
Seeing the impact these tragedies had on him is incredibly depressing. It's understandable how things went so wrong so fast.
And I felt like for a while there, like you kind of might have been done with music, man.
Yeah, but I wound up hitting me, man. I had wound up losing like 3 friends in a month and all that shit, big cat. And word, it just like, you know what I mean, hit me.
It's clear that Designer has had a terribly disappointing, albeit promising, career thus far. And it's disappointing to see that he never quite received the same love from the industry for someone who actually entered the game all about positive. Designer has started to release fewer and fewer songs at this point, and his popularity is fading quickly. He has always made an effort to spread optimism, and it seems obvious that this is all part of his coping strategy for the demons he has been battling. All I can hope for right now is that he receives the assistance he requires. Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Let us know your opinions on his career thus far. Do you believe he will ever finally overcome his one-hit wonder status? Or do you believe his career is now officially over? Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this video, then you'll probably like the video showing on your screen right now. Click now, and we'll see you in the next one.